So, hi everyone. So today yeah. Hi Krishna.
Hi, Smita. Hi, everyone.
So hi Sanjeev. So there's Sanjeev already logged in.
Hey, Sanjeev. Nice to meet you.
So yeah. So you're taking the session from the home itself or cafe?
I'm at home. I'm at home.
Okay, cool. So we'll wait for a few more people to join in. I think by it's just 11:58. So we
Yeah,
have 7 people. I can just see 7 people. So we'll wait for some more time.
yeah, sure.
So how was your day?
It was good. Just had a few things to clear, which I did just before the session. Thanks to you again for just giving me some cues.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Vishwas is also there. Hey Vishwas and hi Ganesh.
Hey, Vishwas. Hey, Ganesh.
So you will be so this is the first time we are going live like this. I've never done a chat show like this with a friend of mine, and normally I've done few creator sessions. I mean speaker sessions with creator. So what we normally do is we go live like this, and we have chat on the right side. Krishna, this is because you're the first time doing it. So right side we have chat,
Okay.
and then we talk. And sometimes if it's a PPT is required, we do share a PPT, or otherwise it's a conversation. So today, being there, I'm just not doing any PPT or anything, and normally I'm not prepared for these sessions. Basically, it's always an impromptu one,
All
and
right.
also,
Got it.
and we also look at the questions which comes by the audience as well.
The chat. Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Hey Meghna,
Hey, Meghna. Hi. It's nice to be a part of such platforms. It gives you the impression that you too can be on stage on screen.
yes, definitely, yeah, it's yeah, and there are people listening to us as well, so it gives us that good feel good factor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
hi,
Aditi.
Aditi. Yeah, so people are joining in, so let's wait for some more time. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
12 now. So, so hello everyone once again. Hi to everybody. So this the topic for today is upskilling in a fun way, and I thought of bringing one of my friend to this show because I wanted this. I met Krishna a long time back, 2 years back. So just giving a little bit of intro about Krishna, and I met him online, and from that time I was after him that you should come on the show which I used to host in Insta Live, and because I felt that he had taken a break from his career and he was doing a lot of things in his life. He was engaged in a lot of things, and I was very curious to know how he gets time to do a lot of things in life, follow a lot of passion in his life. So that's the curiosity I had with him, and I wanted people to know about his life and how he takes out time for that. And probably it didn't happen. So now after 2 years, this event was happening with a friend week event was happening in Creator. They wanted me to bring someone on the show so with me so that we could chat. So I thought it's better to bring Krishna because I've been working with him on one of my initiative as well. So my name is Smita, and people who have attended my earlier speaker sessions, they must be knowing that I'm an author of Achin's Flamingo, that's a travelogue book, and also a founder of Nimitam. And Krishna has been a great help in putting together the about page and the content with me on the Nimitam page as well. And we've been working together for some time, and whenever we used to meet, in a cafe. We used to work in a cafe. Whenever we used to meet, we talk about dreams. Basically, I'm a person who's a doer, and Krishna. What I can tell about Krishna is he's a planner. He's a dreamer. He dreams big, and he's an aspiring entrepreneur. And he's also works as a chief learning officer in Tesla. And he's a lot into learning and development. And someone who has an inspirational journey, who does a lot of interesting stuff in life. So that's a brief about Krishna. So anything Krishna you want to say? Add on.
Thanks a lot for that, Smita. That was a lot to digest. And once again, I see a lot more names. Thanks everyone for joining in. So as Smita said, the journey has been exciting. From the time I've known Smita, it's been inspirational to say the least. A lot of things that caused me to be here was also knowing Smita's journey from what inspired her to be here today, and share a lot with all of you as well. And whatever I've been able to add in terms of Smita's venture and everything that she's doing has been a privilege to me as well. And it's great to be here to share a lot today in the next couple of minutes that we have.
So yeah, Krishna, I just want to start with a quote of Robin Sharma because I read a lot of books, so people call me nerd or a bookworm. But yeah, so what normally Robin Sharma says, there's a very interesting quote that people who have achieved great success in life are not people who are more skillful or intelligent. It is their what separates them is the burning desire and thirst for knowledge. So the more you know, the more you achieve. So that's how people should be, that they should be having the desire and thirst for knowledge. So and today's topic being upskilling in a fun way. So we all know upskilling is very important. It's the buzzword for today's generation, and in India also it's picking up pace. You can see articles, you can see videos in YouTube and blogs, etc., about upskilling. So what do you mean by upskilling? So I'll ask Krishna first, and then I'll go and answer that question for everybody.
Okay, thanks. It's a good quote by Robin Sharma, and just coming to that point of what's upskilling to move away from the technicalities of what possibly people know. What I tell myself or tell everyone is upskilling is about embracing a change. That's what I would kind of put it as. And I wouldn't say it's upskilling is like learning a new language, learning a new skill, or learning a new way to code, or learning a new way to talk and things like that. That's the outcome of what you want to do. But I think the first step would be embracing a change is what I would like to start with upskilling to be, because that's going to make people feel a little light about the fact that it's not that they must do it, but it's just about easing into it. So that's what I would say to it, Smita.
So anyone on the chat box has anything about upskilling? Do they want to define upskilling? What do they understand by upskilling? Is there
Yeah.
anyone who wants to take a answer that question? Suhas, Rahul, Vinita, Meghna, anybody who's interested in answering what's upskilling?
In your own ways, I'm sure you're in a different world, corporate world, doing your own things. Some of you may be working from home, freelancers. Some of you could be even housewives or hubbies doing different things. So, what's your definition of upskilling?
I think no one. I think no. I don't learn additional skills apart from everyday job. Good one, Aditi.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Interesting, yeah, yeah. So what I'll tell you what I understand from upskilling. I just break that word into two: up and skill. That is, you up your skills, your up your game. What I feel is life is like a game, and you need skills to play that game. It's winning or losing is not necessary. It's the way you play the game, like a player on a playground, basically. So he's only concentrating on his life, on his skills. He's not looking at what is happening around him. It's only focusing on the game, what he has to do next. So the noises he sees around, he's not worried about it. He's just on the ground on looking at his game. So same thing, that is where he has to up the game. If he wins the match as well, he's always looking what next to do in the next match. Or if he loses the match, he will look at what he needs to improve for the next one. So that's the mentality of a player which is always there, who's always motivated, and the person who's behind that player is always a coach or his own self who's coaching himself, his gut who's telling him what to do next. So that's what upskilling means for me. And there are different ways people upskill, basically by taking new language, new skills, to grow in their career, to not be redundant in their career. So people look at upskilling as just a skilling for their own jobs or their own entrepreneurial setup, etc. But upskilling could be any skill. You're just learning just bridging the gap where you want to reach, basically. That's what I understand from upskilling. So anything else you want to add, Krishna, for here?
Yeah, so just before I add, I'd also, say that Rahul has also added a line called "upskilling is
Acquiring the
acquiring new
skill.
skills." So that's also a good one, Rahul. So just to add a few things to Smita's points. So a couple of weeks ago, I had a trip to Delhi for one of an event from office, and it was a learning event. Obviously, I come from the learning space, and one of the chief guest speakers before the event kick started was Chetan Bhagat, and I'm sure you guys know Chetan Bhagat. So even if you're readers or non-readers, you still would know Chetan Bhagat for all obvious reasons. Okay, so he was speaking about the world ahead or the upcoming world in terms of where education and learning is going to take you. And he did speak a little about upskilling, not the entire conversation per se. And he had a couple of very interesting things to say in terms of what it means. So The one thing that I kind of brought up in the beginning was about upskilling also means embracing a change. He also spoke about the fact that one of the reasons why people possibly don't take it up that easy or find it a little difficult to kind of take it up is because they look at it more like something that's necessary to survive, which is true. But he also said do it for the actual respect and the purpose of the job you want to do or what you want to actually look at up ahead. And if you look at it from that perspective, the aspect that you want to upskill yourself on or something that you want to do also becomes a little easy. So he kind of brought in the two keywords of purpose and respect of what you want to do. That actually makes upskilling more like fun, just as Smita said. Upskilling is not about, oh my God, I need to do it, but wow, let's get to do it, that kind of a way. So that's one thing I just wanted to add, Smita.
Yeah. So another thing I want to say here is upskilling doesn't mean just skills for your job. It could be soft skills. Okay, is it called upskilling only if you learn new skills? Yeah, probably yes. When you learn a new skill, where you want to or existing, if you have an existing skill and you want to up that skill, that is what is known as upskilling. Reskilling means learning a new skill set because you want to do something different. So there's a difference between reskilling and upskilling. So what you understand is right. It's both are learning new skills, but upskilling is upping up your own skill. Whatever skill you have, if you have for example, you want to be a good speaker and you are at level 0, you want to go to level 7. So then you're bridging that gap. The gap which is being bridged, for that you say it is upskilling. So if you're a cook at home and you probably want to take this to a YouTube channel or want to do something different, you can do an upskilling cookery course so that you can how to present your do the cookery show or present those things in your YouTube channels as well. So that's another way of skilling. If you're a dancer, you want to conduct your dance schools and have classes online and all, you might want to learn something new which can add into your skill set. That is again upskilling. So somebody who's into fitness want to do Zumba, want to learn something different and upskill it. So there are various examples of upskilling which happens. So it's not about only the technicality of skills, but that, as Krishna said, it could be your behavioral skills, soft skills, life skills, which are really, really important. So if you want a new you or a new skill or a new world, so the buzzword is upskill. For a new world to live in, you want a new you, and for a new you need to adopt to the new skills which you have. So that's what it means to upskill. And I hope, Vishwas, we answered your questions. And also about upskilling is only bridging the talent gaps, the gaps which we see in our skills, basically. And Krishna, do you want to give any suggestions about the fun way you can upskill? Or anybody in the chat box also, if somebody knows any interesting way to upskill, we'll come up with our answers. But yeah,
Yeah, everyone in the group could just add a few suggestions and then we'll add to it. So all right,
so
Meghna asked what are the different ways we can upskill. Okay, we'll just wait for a few more suggestions or answers to come in, and then we'll start adding. So anyone who wants to go ahead with saying how could you upskill or what are the different ways you can upskill? We'll just give it a couple of seconds if anyone
yeah,
wants to type anything.
yeah, we can just ask people. So nobody, I think I saw Aditi, Rahul, yeah, attending a live
A
stream
live
like
stream
this.
like this. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay, good one, Vinita. Anybody else? Any suggestions? Hmm. So probably I understand, Krishna. People say that acquiring a new skill can be boring, it can be a little monotonous, and it can be compulsory, and it's just I mean you have to do it. That's the sake of that people do it. So what's your take on that?
See, it's not always necessary. See, they always keep saying, learn by doing. That's one thing that everyone says, till you do it, you cannot learn it.
Hmm.
Now, I have a different twist to it. It's just about, kind of bringing a different approach to what it is because coming from the learning space. So I say, be it to learn it rather than do it to learn it. Okay, so it's like me saying if I want to act, I have to feel like an actor rather than saying I can only be an actor after I learn. Networking, that's a very good thing,
Yeah.
an absolute right thing that you said, Rahul. Attending a conference or a
Me
meetup,
too.
Sanjeev, that's right as well. So to me, it's learning by doing has obviously always been the case. It's been traditional. It's always going to stay. But now what I kind of tell people that I connect with or in my office is try to be what you want to learn. When you be it, when you kind of live it, it actually helps a lot. It's like saying, I want to learn, how to cook, as Smita was saying. I give it a shot, I do try it, but I believe I can cook well to start cooking. It's not like I'm not a great cook, let me learn and then start cooking well. That's the traditional approach. It always does work. But for me, it's like, be that specific person you want to be, though you're not him in reality. It's about the mindset. And then you start doing it, you'll see the dots getting connected a lot more faster, because whatever you're doing in terms of learning just becomes an add-on, and you're starting to live it. That's the way I would look at it. That's one thing I wanted to add, Smita.
So yeah, so what I do is I visualize where I want to go basically. When you get there, when you already visualize this is where you want to go, so you can see the vision board which I have at the back. So this is what I normally put in. Whatever I want in life, I don't normally put in. So I'm an open person, and I'm somebody who doesn't talk without filter, and I don't carry any baggage, and I don't think too much before speaking as well. So what it happens, people think that they know everything about me, but they know little, they just know the thing which I want them to know. Basically, that's a reality. And yeah, so the person you are till today, till now, it may not be the person you are tomorrow. So because there will be a change which goes on, and you become a better person or a different person with the skill sets or the experience you go through the day. So each day is a new day. Take each day as it comes, and live in the moment basically. And what happens is, then you start look at and surround yourself with people who will help you uplift yourself, who will make you feel good about yourself, and also will not only be good to you but also be very critical to you. People have to be little bitter or blunt to you, because they know, because it's people that are who are surrounding you should be a mirror for you basically. They should be able to give you what you actually require for your growth as well. So if you are not growing with people, another line which I always say is, you go through and you grow through. So whatever you're going through in your life helps you to grow to a better individual. So how do I look at upskilling as, what are the skill you want to upskill into. So, for example, I gave an example of a cooking, a lady who was cooking at home, wants to do a channel, YouTube channel, wants to write a recipe book, all of this thing. She had to go through an upskilling course basically. So, same thing. It depends upon where you are in life, how evolved you are, at what stage of life you are, what commitments you have, and what responsibilities you have. On that basis, you can decide on what upskilling needs to be done. So, and for to do an upskilling, you need to have a good have network with new people. That's Rahul, you said it correctly. Then other one is attend conferences and meetups. Absolutely correct. So and do attend workshops basically, attend and read about it. So intranet has lots and lots of options. Read about it, the subject you want to upskill. For it's an industry you want to upskill. So read about it a lot. And what is the current trend? What is there? And also look at the fun way of doing it, so that it retains in you. So it could be watching a movie from where you can actually get those skills, which could inspire to go to that skill. It could be books, join a book club, join an informal group, go travel, go for trips, meet people, meet your relatives you have not met for a long time, have informal catch up. So somewhere that spark would come, somewhere you will relate to it, something which you want to do, you will get that answer basically. So, and there is a book called Why. So you should know your why. Whatever you're doing in life, you should know your why. If you know your why, then you will get your all the there are questions like 5 W's and 1 H. You will get all your answers. But first, begin with your why, and then the how will definitely come in. So that's what I would say. But fun, make it fun, because go and look at informal places where you can learn rather than going a formal. In case you have to give upskilling training for somebody, look at interesting ways. Even for your kids, if even you are a parent, if you have kids, you want them to learn something new, look at innovative. Don't tell them read a PPT, read a book, or any of those things. Look at something the way our grandparents used to do it for us. They used to tell us a story. They used to tell us why this is important, and so we build that story around it. So I believe each individual you meet in life has a story, has a life story, and is a hero or hero in their own life. So look at them from a point of view, not from a judging point of view. Look at them from how their journey has been. So when you look at their journey, how inspirational their journey is, you will get something you will get to learn something about yourself, and that adds on. That adds a little bit of more skills to you, and you might be an observer, maybe you can absorb a lot of things from there, or you could become a good listener. Basically, it could be anything you can learn from that experience. So I believe that experiential learning is very important, and life is a best teacher. And when you go through this roller coaster life of life and meet different people, you get to know where you need to go basically. So yeah, over to you, Krishna. I just spoke for a longer time now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So one thing I just wanted to catch up on, I'm sure you guys are listening, in a very focused way. So this word called shiro, heroes have always been there. Heroines have always been there. As we were growing up, when we were in school, like me and Smita, those times. Trust me, certain terminologies that are there in today's world weren't there then. Okay, so it's become more prominent because there's a lot of evolution happening, and those are the trends that if you guys catch hold of it, it's going to give you an avenue to look at what are the new things needed in that evolution for you to be focusing on to look at the further 10 years. Let's take another example. LGBTQ. You know, it's just come in probably a couple of years ago. When the Black people's movement, when that started because of a bad occurrence that happened in the United States, and then it evolved and it evolved, and then for those of you who follow sports, taking the knee, Black Lives Matter. These kind of spaces which are not much spoken about are the ones that are going to evolve in the future, the next 10 years, the next 50 years. Everything that is unconventional is going to become conventional. The problem that we have had with the traditional way of learning, traditional way of education is we have not been taught to be a little unconventional, because obviously let's get into the point of culture, society, so many things kind of pull us back and we kind of don't want to break free. Smita is an excellent example. She broke free to get into a different world with her travel gave her a lot of different things to look at. Networking, speaking to people, they are the elements that you need to embrace. And as you embrace that, the existing skills that you have today is going to go to a new level. And along with that upskill part of which Smita spoke about, and what you see in those new spaces about certain new elements is going to be that new skill that you're going to latch onto, and you start growing from there. So at the end of the day, when you go to a company, when you join a new company, you have onboarding, they're going to teach you what you need to learn. That's not going to stop. That's standard. It's not new. But what's going to make you think differently is the spaces, communities, as you said, connecting with people. Even for that matter, as Smita said, I'm a person who's just growing in the world of entrepreneurship. I walk into spastic societies and it gives me a new view. I walk into an orphanage, it gives me a new view. I walk into a respective bus station, it gives me a new view. So skilling is not just about a corporate world skilling, as Smita said. It can happen anywhere. It could be a simple thank you that you tell someone, but you need to know, how do I say thank you to that? Things like that. So to give you more avenues and opportunities of self-improvement,
I think
cell
we
phone today for all obvious reasons, including me. Okay. Now, one thing that we could use that for to make it a little more fun is with respect to the fact that you have podcasts, you have blogs and blogs and gamified elements that come in. Our generation, I'm not talking of the millennials, I'm talking of the generation, the Gen Z, or ones before that, are not too adept at gamifications and things like that. But that's the one you need to kind of start thinking of. So I just thought I would add that, Smita, to all you said.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic what you added. So yeah, gamification is a new thing, online learning is a new thing, and it's anything you can learn on mobile basically. If you have a even the synopsis of the big books can be there as a book summary. So there is so much of avenues, so much of things available on the internet, and the kind of people you interact with. It's just that you have to ask. So basically, why I tell people is ask questions, ask. You will get where you want to go. So that's main thing. And there is a very interesting quote by Maya Angelou also, that if you don't like something, what you have to do is change it. And if you can't change it, then change your attitude towards it. Don't complain about it. So that's how life should be basically. And I'll tell you the kind of interaction I've had with Krishna, because that's the reason I took up this topic as this upskilling. So there is it's not been a very goody journey for me and Krishna. We've had a roller coaster ride. We've had our ups and downs and bitterness and sweetness in our the bond which we share. And there were times when we sit together and work on something we don't agree on. Most of the thing we may be debating about a lot of things. So that's helps you to bring to go, you understand where you need to go. So it helps you to understand the skills which you need to have. So there are, so I am a person who's a doer. I don't dream very big things in life. I just say I only limit my thinking to the things which I can achieve. But as Krishna is somebody whose dreams really big, who visualizes a lot of big things. So and because that and it helps you to open your mind to look at bigger things in life as well. So dream really really big. So that's what something I have learned from him. So and even when you write it out, when you write something, so when Krishna was writing something for my blog, I mean about page in Nimitta, specific to that, the entire essence of my initiative came into, it had to be very emotional. So many people I've shared that just the write up before going into the website, basically people said, is this a woman who's written it? So I said, it's not, you can't, the write up is not, should not be judged by a gender. It could be written by anybody, but it was written with emotion so that people could relate to it. So that's something which I learned from there, that when you write, how you can connect to people even without meeting them, without knowing them, and your words can actually tell a story and create an impression. So that's something which I have learned from him. There are things which when you have friends around you, you learn a lot of things from your friends. They're actually your mirror, and the bond which you share should help you become a better person, help each other become a better person, so that you can grow with each other. So because if you're not if you're just being nice to the person, it's not enough. Sometimes people need to hear that bitter noise of you, bitter thing of you, because you want to make the other person realize that it's just, you need to be cognizant of the fact there are other people around you as well. So that's been the journey. So I have been able to upskill few of the skills because of him, and I've been able to dream really really big things. I was limiting myself. I will do something only at this particular age. I was limiting I had limiting beliefs basically. So I was able to overcome that, and there were a lot of values and belief system which you adopt basically when you're growing up in a certain atmosphere or certain surroundings or certain cities and all of those things, and you start questioning that, and you realize that with the changing time you need to evolve basically. And if you do not change and you don't embrace those changes in life, then you're not you will be stuck somewhere, and you'll be in a conflict situation of here and there. So I mean, whether you want to move ahead or you want to be stuck in an old tradition. So basically it helps you to break through when you meet people and you start questioning yourself and have meet time with yourself. How often do we upskill? So it depends upon the skill you want to upskill. That's the answer I will give you, Vishwas. It depends. If you're in office, you want to. So I'll tell you my upskilling journey. So when I was in office, when I was into, I used to do long hours in office before I took a sabbatical for travel. I used to learn on the job. So whatever skills need, whatever learning and development team had for us in that organization, I used to do that. So one of the organization had an upskilling program. So I used to look for those skilling program. What would take me to the next level where I can ensure that I'm up the game among my peers, basically. So I used to look at that way when I was in my corporate. But once I took a sabbatical, experience the travel, and I've just come back now, I look at my skilling program or what I need to upskill from the people. So for me, my upskilling is related to the skills I needed to interact with people to make me a better human being, be more empathetic, be more good listener, all those attributes which are needed to become a more holistic person, so that I can interact well with people, and so that I can because people. And if you're alone, if you're working in solitude or alone, anything, what happens is you will not know who you are. When you are with people, you actually get to know who you are, how people perceive you, how you react, what are your triggers, what are your traumas, how good you are, how happy you are, how you make other people feel as well. If you're in silo, in solitude, you will not get to know that. So my upskilling right now, what I do is about people. I'm getting to know myself better. So last 2 3 years, I've been working on myself to get to know people, how I'm interacting with people. So I did a course called NLP, which means a neuro linguistic program, and I will be doing a session of NLP in Creator in the next few weeks. So it helped me to understand why I am the way I am. And similarly, different courses I'm looking at doing a transaction analysis, or I'm doing a planning to do a coaching program. So all is dealing with people. So that is, and wherever I need help in getting to know myself better or to understand other people, I use it as the upskilling need for myself. And so it depends upon the frequency, depends upon you, what you need to, what is the skill you want to acquire. So over to you, Krishna. I just thought this is my upskilling journey. So what has been your journey for upskilling?
All right, so it's a very pertinent question, Vishwas, and I'll target everyone, over here as well with respect to the question, how often do we upskill? Now, um, to me, just as Smita said, before the how, I'm assuming Vishwas, you know the why, okay, and that's the reason why you asked how now. Now, let's just say we are looking at all the reasons of, I want to upskill because I want to stand out at work. And if that's my reason, to your question, how often do we upskill becomes very rigorous. I want to stand out at work. So if I want to stand out at work and be, like in the top four, top five, it's not going to, come easy. It's going to take its own rigorous effort. So Rahul, you're saying when working in a team, upskilling as a team is better
Or doing
or
it
doing
alone?
it alone. Okay. See, that's very subjective, and I'll tell you why. Because if your tasks are very team oriented, and if you are an individual contributor that's going to add a value to that contribution, then you obviously need that skill to come in 100% from you and not 50-50-50. So, depending on that aspect of it, you can kind of drive it. That's one way to look at it. I'll just pass it on to Smita as well, just before I add a few more things in terms of the other aspect. So as I was saying, how do we upskill? That I was just addressing that part of it. One of it is if you know that you want to stand out, then the way you upskill or how you upskill has to be very rigorous in terms of how you do it. Now, let's just say you want to make yourself future ready, 5-10 years ahead. How do you upskill could be phased. You can kind of go in a very tracked manner. You can look at what's going to change in the industry, in the society, in normal work life, and then you can go with that as well. Now, sometimes you need to increase productivity over a period of 3 weeks to 1 month. You again change that over there. And sometimes it's all about trying to make yourself more efficient or love what you're doing. Love what you're doing and be really respectful to that part of your task. It could be away from work. Then the way you upskill or how often you upskill could be dependent on the frequency of your work. On the week, do you do something different, so on and so forth. So to me, it has a lot of gamuts to it. It's like peeling off, an onion. You peel it off, and you finally get to the point. So you get to that same way with respect to the upskilling part as well. How often you do it. So that's my take on that, Smita. If you want to go ahead with that other question that came in.
So yeah, so when working in a team, upskilling as a team is better or doing it alone. It depends upon the kind of skill you want to have. If it is something the team bonding you want to build, so it depends. Then you should have some skill sessions with the team together. If there is something a skill which it's a technical skill which you want to improve upon. It is individualistic. You want to reach somewhere, then it's an individualistic. So then you should only do it for yourself. Nobody else is needed. So that's every question regarding upskilling depends upon the all the W's and the how. So if you know those answers, those questions correctly, you will know where to reach out. And probably in case you're looking, if you're in a job, there will be a learning and development team there. Talk to them, ask them what are the skilling program from where you want to go. So it is that you want to stand out in the same peer group, or is it you want to go to the next level? You are looking for a horizontal growth, vertical growth? Are you looking for a 10 years down the line what's happening? Or if something of this kind of program is not available, you can take a lead in that and create it for your team or for yourself or for other people like you, so that it can help other people as well. So it can give you a niceness in your area of work as well. And because you're thinking ahead, so always make sure that you're not thinking, you live in today, you live in now, but always have an attitude of thinking ahead as well. What is next for it? So you are not, because when you have a vision, then only you can do that. If you prepare yourself that there is something ahead of you, but you have to live in the moments fully now, then you can actually prepare and plan accordingly. So when you are on your toes and looking at something which is going to happen next, you're always prepared. You will have plans, you will have things doing it, and it doesn't matter because it is a failure or not. It always means failure is a comma, not a full stop. So if X doesn't work, Y will work. Y will not work, Z will work. So it is how it is. So never consider failure of any upskilling. If you went for a skilling and it did not work for you, you didn't like it, you spent money. Look at the learning you got from that, and not necessary that every learning would result in your win-win situation. You will get the next promotion, or you will get the next good rating, or anything good will happen. If it doesn't happen, leave it. It's just that what is the learning you got from that, and consider that failure or that shortcoming as a comma, not a full stop. Move ahead. Don't look at your past, just look at your future. Look at what is coming in. Whatever has happened till today is all your past. It's gone. You can't change it. It will not come back again. It's You will have good memories, you will have bad memories. It's all gone. You Nothing can be recreated. It's better to live in now, enjoy the moment, take the day one day at a time. And accordingly, your skilling program should also be in that manner, that what is relevant today and what is going to be relevant for next coming years till the time you want to be in the industry, basically. So that's
Just
that's the answer, short but long answer to the short question.
So just two more things I just want to add, Smita, just came to mind as you were talking. See,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is one, this is a live example to give you guys. As she was talking, I am getting points to knit together another thought. Now that's a skill that you only can gain if you keep talking or conversing or involved in a conversation of this kind. Now that's another way. This is another scenario that you're looking at where a new skill can be honed by you finding out what you want to build as a thought. Now, what I want to add to what Smita said is there is this common terminology that we all ask ourselves or have been told to ask, what's in it for me? If I want to learn something new, I'm going to ask everyone to now start changing and thinking of what's in it for them. And then you look at the skill that you're taking up. See, obviously, what's in it for you is what's in it for you, and you're going to learn. But will that what's in it for you contribute to what's in it for them? We never ask that. It's not a thought that comes very naturally to us. We need to know why I need to buy that, or why I need to do that, or why I need to learn that. Start asking, how will these help the person that I'm connecting with, the team I'm with, the family I'm bonding with, the friends I'm with, the travel I go to, a lot of other things. What's in it for them? It's going to give you a whole new world. You could even change the skill that you want to embrace, because what's in it for me, it's not what's in it for them. That's another way to look at it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
over the last 3 years, as Smita was saying, in my journey with Smita, as she said, it's not been smooth sailing. It's been bumpy. There've been waves, there've been craters, there've been tsunamis, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now, one thing I started accepting wholeheartedly. Now, it's not like saying I'm going to accept it and I accept it. It doesn't work that way. You have to be authentic in accepting the fact that we have a gap. We all have gaps. If we don't understand what our gap is, we can leave skilling in the dining room or the drawing board or whatever you want to call it. If you don't know what your gaps are, if you're not willing to listen to someone, Smita spoke of the fact about coaching, things like that. Get the gaps, embrace gaps, want to hear about gaps. Stop wanting to listen about accolades. Stop wanting to get appreciations. You will get it. That's always there. How many come and tell you you have 10 gaps? And how many of you smile after listening to that? That's what you need to do. And then believe me, the skill that you want to choose will be as crystal clear as what you can think of, whatever you can think of. So that's one thing I just wanted to add, Smita, and that just came out of your conversation, by the way. It was not in mine, but there
Yeah,
was
yeah.
something that we spoke about and it just popped up. Thanks for that.
So yeah, it's a good take, JK. We should look for what is in for them as well. That's something which I can take away from this session as well. And probably another thing I tell people is that your thinking is your reality. Whatever you think through will becomes your reality, basically. So have good thoughts in mind, and your mind doesn't know it is negative or positive. Whatever you feed in, it will come out. So better feed in with good thoughts, good intent, and what you expect from others and from yourself. And life is not going to be easy for very sure, and will have its roller coaster rides and all. So pay attention to life, embrace life as it comes, enjoy your life, and no, notice little things in your little moments in your life, little things in your life which is happening. Enjoy those moments. Basically, it's trying to tell you something, and it's trying to teach you something, and just be in the moment and enjoy it. So you will get your answers, and whatever you're looking for, instead of looking, think, don't overthink. Basically, life में इतना overthink करने की जरूरत नहीं है, because life is so fragile. We all come with the expiry date. We don't know when our last day would be. So just go with the flow, basically. And there will be good moments, bad moments, and don't have grudges with people, just go on. I mean, people are people, actually. Human beings are human beings. They will come with their flaws and strengths, and you don't have to break your head for that, because it's your journey. Your journey is different from another person's journey. So you came empty handed, you will go empty handed, nothing you came, and whatever you're getting in life right now, from the birth till death, is all a profit. Because nothing, it's a gain only. It's never a loss for anybody who's been born and is going to die. It's always been a gain. So just chill, just enjoy this roller coaster journey called life, and have friends in life, meet people. That's very very important. And take people, and don't judge people basically of what they're bringing to me, or what. No, don't use people. They're all human beings. You just see what value you can add to their life, and that's more important. And I think that's a crux which I want to go end this session as well. So over to you, Krishna, if you want to add something by as an ending note, because you've already exceeded the time. We thought it will be 30 minutes. It's already 38 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I just have two things to say, two to three things to say, just to add to what Smita also said. One thing that I've learned over the last 3.5 years, because it's been a different ride for me in terms of life, personally, professionally, and even after I met Smita as well. See, we can be passionate about something, but I think there is a thin line between being passionate and between being crazy about something. And if we know how to stay on that threshold, you will very well know how to let go if it really doesn't get to it, or you don't get to it. When we get too crazy over it, letting go becomes very, very difficult. And that I learned it the hard way. Even in my interactions with Smita or in my journey, I could not easily let go of things, which is why I wouldn't pursue something new, because something else is lingering. It's like saying baggage. You have skeletons in the closet, the old way of saying it. That's one thing that I wanted to tell you guys. Be passionate, but don't go crazy. The old saying that I love my job, get off that perch. Get off that perch. Like your job, love it, but the reason should be loving your job and loving yourself also after that. Not just loving your job, love yourself too. And the last thing I just wanted to say was, we speak a lot about diversifying relationships. Now, relationships is not just human relationships. Diversify your relationship with the book. Diversify your relationship with how you view someone. Diversify your relationship with probably the car you're driving in. Smita is a traveler. Some fine day she'll take her car and she'll go all over the world. You have to fall in love with your car at that point of time. Diversify relationships with inanimate objects as well in life. That way, even if you're on your own and there is no one in front of you in reality, there could be a book sitting there, and that's a relationship you're going to build. That's going to open up a new door. That's going to open up a new skill somewhere. That's one thing that is there. So this is all what I wanted to add. This is all what comes to mind. And thanks a lot, Smita.
Yeah, let's see if there are any questions before we end the session. So I hope you guys had a good time with us, me and Krishna. So it was a coffee with friends session, and I'm glad that I was able to get Krishna on this show with me as a guest speaker, because it's been a dream which came true. So I think this month is a very good month for me. I think I was able to launch a website for my initiative. I was able to go to Rangashakra to watch a show with a friend of mine, and I always I always thought that I wanted to spend some time in the library his wife had created at his home. I could do that the entire night, and probably I was that is the day when Krishna wrote about Nimitham's about page, and I was able to spend so much of time in that library, and I could got a book which is why Simon book which is why, and probably yeah. So when you want something in life, right, everything, you attract things, and things fall in place as well. So tell universe what you want, I think, and take baby step towards your dream. And last thing which I want to say is follow your dreams, they know the way. That's what I follow, and I always quote it everywhere, because when you take your baby steps towards your dream, they will guide you where you want to go. So yeah, which was good. You like the stream, and this is a great weekend, long weekend. So enjoy your weekend. I'm glad you guys took out this 30-40 minutes for us and came on this show. And so happy Independence Day to everyone, and Krishna to you as well. Enjoy your weekend, and carry on with all the initiative and But you guys never had coffee. Yeah, I had a glass of water. So yeah, we normally have a caramel latte at one of our cafe where we normally work basically. So that's something which is common. The taste of coffee which is common for us. Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah, Rahul. So enjoy your long weekend,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone. I mean, it's been a privilege and a pleasure. Smita, thank you very much for calling me over for the session. And thank you, everyone, for your time on a weekend. As Smita said, it means a lot. These are the kind of things that you do that will open up new doors. Happy Independence Day and stay safe and have a great weekend.
Thank you. So yeah, we're ending the show now. Bye, guys. Bye,
Bye bye.
Krishna.
Bye, guys. Bye bye.